they don't encourage you to pursue your goals and instead try to put you down, well, you've got a fake friend on your hands. They'll say things like, "You can't do it." They'll mock your desire to improve your situation. They'll give you a long list of people who failed at what you're currently trying to do and suggest you shouldn't even try and just give up. Number 2, they don't man up and apologize when they're wrong. Another easy-to-spot sign is when they put their personal pride over the relationship you have. Real men and women know when they are wrong and are strong enough to embrace it. They will accept they made a mistake and apologize for the way they behaved. Real friends discuss the event which led to their argument and come out of it stronger. Number 3, they talk about other people behind their back. Let's just get this out there. If they gossip about your other friends when they're not around, they gossip about you with them when you're not around. If someone's a real friend, they don't want to spark drama just for the sake of it, especially in the circle you care about. Gossip for the sake of drama is a sign of emotional immaturity, and people use it willingly and unwillingly in order to safeguard their positions. These people are never the leaders in a group and usually never get to be the dominant one. They play both sides, and when the conflict gets reconciled, they are usually the ones left behind. Number 4, they take more than they give. You can usually tell who the leeches are in a group. They are always the ones looking to further their own agenda at the expense of others, or even at the expense of the relationship. Sometimes they might even mask it, like some sort of trade, where they help you with something very small and then end up asking for something really big in return. It's the little ways they behave when there is something for them to earn or win. These people usually use others to climb up the ladder. You will encounter them in the workplace especially. It's the same people who take credit for work and ideas they didn't have. The goal is to read these kinds of people from the beginning and only befriend those who act in the best interest of the group. If you're looking to make the right type of friends, there's one book out there that has never been overthrown on the issue, called How to Win Friends and Influence People. Even these days, it's selling like crazy. The audiobook version is fairly expensive at $32, but if you go to alux.com/freebook, you can get it for free thanks to our friends at Audible. You can thank us once you finish the book. Number 5, they don't clap when you win. This is one of our favorite sayings. Be careful of people who don't clap when you win. These are actually haters disguised as your friends. They're jealous of your success instead of being genuinely happy when you achieve something. Personal success allows you to carefully analyze how other people behave towards you. Some of you will achieve financial success in the near future, and your relationships will suffer because of it. It will expose people for who they really are. A while back, we made a special video called 15 Things That Change Once You Get Rich, where we covered this particular behavior. You can watch it by clicking in the top right corner. Number 6, they don't stand up for you. We are social animals, so there's always some tension in social environments. This is one of the reasons we have friends in the first place. It's easier and safer to go out into the world together than alone. The belief that you have someone else's back and they have yours is the foundation of how societies have been built. That's why a betrayal of this sort hurts so much. It's not that your friend didn't intervene when someone was bad-mouthing you, or join in when a few guys started picking on you. They betrayed the bond, and now you're left alone in the wilderness of life, exposed. Real friends would take personal damage to protect a bond they value. Number 7. You are friends because you have a similar objective, not similar mindsets. This happens when the circumstances dictate for people to go through a challenge or prolonged period of time together. You'll see this with some friendships you build in high school or childhood. In the moment, you believe that friendship will last forever, but people change and grow. Once the circumstances change and you have other options which are not forced on you by the environment, some friendships will die because they weren't built to last. People behave like friends when it's easier to overcome a challenge together than alone, but don't confuse this type of social partnership with true friendship. Number 8. They ridicule you in front of others to make themselves look better. If you're the laughingstock of the group, you're probably in the wrong group. This is an interesting way to look at the relationships you have, because real friends make fun of each other constantly, but it's a very interesting approach to the way they do it. On the other side of this coin, you'll find people who never miss an opportunity to ridicule their so-called friends, especially if it makes them look better in the eyes of someone new. Number 9. You only have superficial conversations. Trust comes from being vulnerable in front of someone else and them not taking advantage of the situation. Instead, they respond by bringing forth their own vulnerability for you to see. That way, both parties best interest and instead behave as a group. This is one of the earliest traits of bond building. If the relationship evolves to a point where this type of pillar can be put into place, you can build something that will last. Fake friendships lack pillars of this nature. They gravitate around superficiality, and there's always this mist that blocks you from knowing who a person really is. Number 10. They would leave you behind if something better came along. Another sign you're dealing with someone whose intentions are not genuine is they would gladly trade your relationship for another if they saw something better to gain from it. Always be careful of people who are leapfrogging from relationship to relationship. In order for them to be able to renounce their current position, they will never build solid. They have no anchors, and it's best to not expose your vulnerabilities in front of them, because they'll likely use them to facilitate the entrance to a new group. Once you start to understand how other people think, it's almost like a superpower. We've always been fascinated about how the mind works and the psychology between interpersonal relations. There's this really solid book on what motives and drives people use in different situations called The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. If you've read our other recommendations and are looking for something which will give you that extra edge as well to help you understand why you act the way you do, go to alux.com/freebook and sign up. Once you do, you can get The Laws of Human Nature for free. We definitely recommend it. Number 11. Unless you make plans and organize everything, you never hang out. This speaks volumes to group dynamics and how valuable these relationships are to each of the members. Think of the last time you and your friends hung out. Who had to organize everything and pull everyone together? If it was you who did all the heavy lifting, when was the last time another member of the group did it? In an ideal circle, every member would see the value the group brings to their lives and look for ways to facilitate its development. Number 12. They spill your secrets. We mentioned earlier that presenting your vulnerabilities helps to establish trust. A clear sign someone isn't the true friend they portrayed themselves to be is when that trust is broken. Fake friends do not value your relationship, so they don't care if you get hurt in the process. They might even mask the event as a slip of the tongue, but you can be sure it was a lot more premeditated than they let on. So, Aluxers, be careful who you choose to confess to. Number 13. They're tempting you towards bad habits. Let's say you've recently quit smoking or started a diet because you're looking to improve your health. True friends will be more than happy to support you in your journey and even offer to join in. Always be careful of the person who's offering you a cigarette when they know you've recently quit. These people do not want you to succeed because they themselves couldn't move beyond their current position. So the more people they keep at their level, the better they feel about themselves. Your success would only threaten their position, so they will try to sabotage your attempts at being better than they are. Number 14. Your inner circle tells you that person is a fake friend. Sometimes you might be so in over your head you fail to see the big picture, and that is when you should rely on those who only want what's best for you. The unpopular option here is your family. Despite you maybe not seeing it or feeling it most of the time, they really do care about you and are not so emotionally involved in your external relationships, to call it as they see it. They often are able to tell when someone isn't being a friend for the right reasons. The second option is to run it by someone who's already proven themselves to be honest and trustworthy. Number 15. They ask for help, but never offer it. They want you to be available for them, but somehow they're never available for you. They only call when they need something, but when you do, they don't find themselves in a position to help. They are fake friends. In any real relationship, there's an unspoken rule of balance and equilibrium when effort is rewarded by a similar type of effort. Judge people based on effort, not based on intent. We recommend you reward and keep close all those who are putting in an effort to see you be better. If you've been having issues with friendships and felt like life in general isn't the way it should be, and those 2 books we recommended don't seem like your style, here's one more option. The book is called In the Buddha's Words, and it has different approaches to life in general. All our friends said it's one of the best recommendations, and it changed the way they look at things. Go to alox.com/freebook and sign up to get it for free. Now, Aluxers, with your current life experience, what would you add to this list? What kinds of people have you met, and how did you find out if they were just behaving like they were your friend or your real friend? If you would share your